and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time to get another section of Mother Earth from Diamond Art Club done. So I'm just going to have a rearrange of my cover paper, which I often do, and then I've just got this grip. This was from DIY Choose. They do a set of 2, but I've just got one with me. It's just making sure that it stays on my easel. And we got most of the hair done in the last section, which I've just, well, it's currently finishing uploading to YouTube, so hopefully that will be up for the right time. But I'm going to continue. The kids have Luna. They're watching Luna, so we've actually just given her a little puzzle toy, a level 2 that kept her entertained. So I can imagine that it's going to hopefully get some good use when she's very playful, help her to be inquisitive and stuff, and of course give her a little bit of extra, a couple of little bits of food, which she absolutely loves. I think that's what helped to teach her how to sit. She's become very, very good at sitting since she's had to sit for her dinner. So she's learnt that command pretty quick. We just need to get her to calm down now when it's our turn to eat and not hers. But over the past couple of weeks, she has done really, really well. So I've decided to use the bigger Add More Zest tray rather than the Zesty tray, because this section has bigger blocks of colour. Though these first couple are only small, it does have definitely some bigger bits coming up. I do like flipping between the 2 different styles of trays. I change what my favourite is. I don't think I particularly have a favourite. I go through phases. A lot depends on how much blocking I'm doing. This is colour 745, so it's very, very similar to the tray colour. Not exactly the same, but similar. But the rest, once I've got past this yellow part, the rest will definitely show up a lot more, I think. I sometimes, depends how handy they are, you know, what trays I have where. I sometimes like to flip between the darker colours and the lighter colours, especially if I'm having a full evening of diamond painting. When I'm working with lighter colours like this light yellow, I like to work with the likes of the dark grey tray because the colours stand out better. But then when I go to darker colours, I like to get a pale tray to work with because, again, I can see the colours a bit better. So while I have allowed myself to have one of each, partly because they are handy for reference when referencing other colours if they are slightly different, I do like to mix it up. Okay, so I'm having a look at, as I'm finishing up a colour, I have a look at the next sort of set of colours. And I've got A here, but then it goes a lot up here. So I might do this little section of colours first before I move on. Before I do the A and then do all the way around. But to get back to your comments, because the aim of doing a lot of these WIP and chats is to get a little bit more caught up with comments. And I didn't do too well at getting many comments done last time due to all the Clutterbuck talk, I think, really, the organisational talk. I do love organising, so I'm often more than happy to talk about that for quite a while. I use different styles when I'm organising as well, depending on the space. Depends on whether it's an everything out and a sort out, or whether it's a more compact sort out. A lot depends on time as well. So I do like to do mini sort outs when I have a little bit of time, and maybe even just the whole go round with a bag or a box and clear out everything that I know can go out of the house to create a bit of space. And sometimes I like to go in every single section, especially like my craft room. I like to go through every single section and have a full sort out, get rid of everything that needs to go out of the house first off, get it all moved out the way, and then organise what is staying. Have a revamp and a rejig if need be to maximise my storage, because UK houses are quite small in general to some other places in the world. Not all, but some. And my craft room is definitely not big. I don't want that red one. Let's get rid of that. I don't even know if a bed would fit in this room. Maybe at a push you might get a bed in this room. No, it'd probably hit the door. Yeah, like it couldn't even be used as a bedroom. Not that it ever was, but it's definitely more of a storage room. It's been a tool storage room at one point, but it's definitely got more use as my craft room. So Lady DAC says, glad to hear that the kitchen is going well. She said her daughter and herself, and I, she says, have volunteered to run an arts and crafts group at our GP surgery. And we're donating a lot of our craft stuff. Our lounge looks like a branch of Hobbycraft at the moment. I think it's in more chaos than a bathroom will be when they fit a wet room. I can imagine. I'm sure a bathroom is probably one of the easiest rooms to renovate, in the fact that it houses a lot less stuff. I mean, kitchens, when you walk into a kitchen, for example, you don't necessarily think it has a lot of stuff. It's a matter of taking out cabinets and putting in other ones. It's all the stuff in the cabinets that is the problem when it comes to renovating a kitchen. But a bathroom, while you do have some organisation in there, and you will have some stuff in there, it is definitely a lot less stuff in the general stuff of things in a bathroom. I can imagine I could take everything out of my bathroom that is not nailed or screwed down, i.e. is the fixings, and it would not impact my house anywhere near as much as any other room. Any other room in the house, it would definitely take a lot more to empty it out. It's always finding this place to put the stuff when you do empty it out as well. It just seems to expand into all the walkways of the house. But yeah, I have cleared out this craft room before now. I know when we were doing the conservatory, we did clear all the craft room stuff into the conservatory for a period of time. Oh, that was epic, should we say. That was definitely a crazy time. It was amazing how much stuff it takes up when it is not organised. I keep going to use my straightener that I've not yet put in this pen. I really need to get a straightener out and put it in this pen so that I can use it when my diamonds don't go exactly where I want them to go. Maybe I'll try and put it in before the next WIP and Chat. But yeah, I had a craft room sort out. It was a while ago, but I did let go of a bit more scrapbooking items because I've not gone back to it. I do still have a few bits, and I definitely still have a few tools that I find I use anyway. But I did let go of more bits, knowing full well, you know, tools wise, I will go back to them. You know, or maybe they're the bits that I invested a bit more money in. And I know if I do scrapbooking again, I will, you know, use them straight away. And then there are other things that I know if I get back into scrapbooking at any point, that I'll be more than happy to pick up, you know, new paper collections and stuff, though I've still got a lot. But we did clear it out to a charity, a craft charity in our town that puts on classes and things and helps people. Yeah, it does a food bank as well. So I think some of the things they sell craft wise enable them to get stuff for the food bank. So it all works really well. And sometimes you do just get to the point where I possibly could have sold it online and made a bit of money for it. But actually to not have to deal with it and for it to be able to go somewhere that can do some good with it and can put the time in it, my time and space in my house was more valuable than the items. And sometimes I just want the quick, easy option, the quick fix that gives me a tidier space. Speaking of that, I probably need to do some more giveaways soon, because I think that's another thing that builds up and I have to be quite on top of. And I could give that to the same charity, but I like to give the diamond painting stuff back to you guys rather than give just to a charity. Not that I'm against charity, but I think you guys will appreciate it maybe a little bit more, and giveaways are fun. So I'll have to keep an eye out on what Amazon boxes turn up. I say Amazon, it's normally Amazon. Stock item boxes are normally a bit too big, but Amazon boxes are normally about the right size. So make sure that you are following the Add More Zest Instagram, Facebook, maybe joined on the Facebook group. Keep an eye on my community on YouTube. There's a few different places when we do giveaways now. I don't tend to necessarily always put them into videos. I've actually found that still now, some giveaways that I did months and months ago in a video, people still think that that's a giveaway to enter, even though the video is a lot older. So I think the community posts and on our stories, sometimes we throw up a giveaway. Things like that, you know, they're not available for people to see and see that they've missed for as long a time, because stories definitely only last 24 hours. The community posts on YouTube are normally a lot more dated. They don't stay in your feed. They're not pre-recommended to people. So they only tend to show up if you are a subscriber. So do make sure that you subscribe to both of my YouTube channels, because I have done giveaways on there in the past. And when I get round to sorting out all the diamond paintings that have come in, I know I've got a few unboxings to do this week, ready for future ones. When I get quite a few in that I do unboxings that can sometimes be over the following couple of months, that's when I like to throw in a few giveaways, and it allows me to clear out, and sometimes you guys actually get them before the videos come out, depending on how ahead I am, which can really vary from week to week, how much planning has been done. Okay, this glue dot is testing me. Maybe let me pop it on my jeans. Sometimes I find that jeans are better. Chris Toto says, glad to hear the kitchen renovation has been a success. Good luck with the rest of the work that you and your family need to still do. Looking forward to seeing a video reveal of your kitchen. Yes, I do need to sort that. I was hoping that I would be able to do like a short video, you know, photo montage type thing of the kitchen by now. Because I know a lot of you guys are of course interested, and I chat about it on WIP Chats. And I thought it would be a nice little different video to show you guys sort of, you know, part of our lives, part of our house, rather than it just being the craft room. It's just getting the chance now, a lot of it with Luna, the dog. It's not as easy to sort of section off the kitchen and telling people to stay out while I do some filming, but I will pop that on my list and try and do that as soon as I can, even if I do it before we've got the likes of the splashback and stuff up, because most of it is done, and most of it you'll be able to see, so you guys know what I'm talking about when I chat about said kitchen. So yeah, I'll try and get that done as soon as I can. Christine, she says, just wanted to say bless you, hope your cold is better soon. Thank you. It has cleared up. So glad your kitchen reno is almost complete. She loved how compact everything was when she visited England. That's definitely a word for it, compact. We are a jam-packed country, and houses are definitely smaller than some people will be used to, though they may be bigger than some other people are used to. I know, you know, London, you can struggle to find more space with it being the capital. But yeah, it's definitely smaller than many homes that you see, especially in the States. Said it reminded her, when she visited England, it reminded me of my great-grandparents' home here in Australia. It was built along the English style because they were early settlers. Yeah, see, like when you go to Australia, houses are definitely a lot bigger than they are in the UK. They also tend to be one story. Like 2-story is posh, I think, in Australia, because they definitely have more land. Whereas here, 2-story is needed. Quite often there are many houses built now that are 3-story, just so that they have the space that people need / want. Because we just have so much stuff, and therefore organisation and rejigging is a constant. This is my favourite colour in this painting, by the way. I do love it when I do 907, which is a lime green. It is absolutely gorgeous in a diamond painting. And there are many places that I just love putting it and seeing how the colours pop. And she says, look forward to seeing the new releases for March. This is how behind I am on comments. I hope you enjoyed the new releases for March. I have just recently, this weekend, announced the releases for April. So it has definitely been a bit of time since I got to some of these comments. I am on sort of the last bit in the pot of these ABs. I need to fill it up. There's a couple that are stuck together, and there's one that is like a set of eyes. If it focuses, they are joined together. So let's get rid of those. And I've got an empty pot. So let me just zoom you guys back out. If it's gonna, is it gonna get in shot? Nearly. Okay. going to have to do a move and then a revamp. But I need to fill up my ABs, so I'm going to pop in my little funnel. Definitely helps me to make a lot less mess. These are all my extras, which, well, those 2 bags are empty, but I've still got quite a few that probably will still, many of them will still be here when I dekit. But in fact, before I open that, let's move it round so that I am just getting out my ABs. There's not a huge amount, but it filled the pot when I filled them up. So let's fill up these. And these bags and book rings are just from our shop, which the website address is down there somewhere. It's on the screen. It's on the screen on pretty much all of my videos. That will take you both to the shop. If you're new, it will take you to the shop, the items that I often use and sell, but it will also take you to links galore to both videos. So the main reason we created the website initially, it was actually created prior to the shop. The website was created for links to key videos, so not so much the WIP Chats. There are YouTube playlists if you do just want to listen through WIP Chats, but a lot of my tips and tricks videos, my comparison videos, where I compare square versus round, where I compare different sizes of the same image being done. I even do a photo comparison, a custom photo comparison. All of those are in easy links on my website under videos. So if you want to find out something specific for diamond painting, go and have a look there. If you want to look at the likes of unboxings or WIP Chats, then use the playlists on YouTube. Just makes it the easier way for doing it. Okay, so that's enough of a plug about my website. So there is shop stuff, but there is free stuff as well, and there is easy reference to tips and tricks if you want to watch, you know, key videos that give you specific ideas. If you're new, there's a beginners section. All sorts there to keep you entertained. Nellie says, hi Rebecca. She says she's still having trouble with her waxes and glue dots for her diamond painting. Do you know how to remove the glue out of one of your pens, please, without damaging them? So probably the kindest way to remove it is a cocktail stick, because it's wood rather than metal. I do sometimes use my tweezers, though you do have to, you know, you are taking a risk of scratching any metal pen tips or bending any of the brass tips with tweezers. And you need to understand that you're taking that risk. But to me, it's the easier option because I always have tweezers about. The kindest option is probably a cocktail stick, and use that to take out the glue or the wax that you have in your pen tip. So hopefully that will help you, Nellie. Creative Donna said, glad your kitchen renovation is going well. I know a lot of people say they need a bigger house. She said, but we really do. We have a tiny, she says, and she means tiny, 2-bed house. She now needs a 3-bed house because they have little Autumn. She says her bedroom is tiny and she just has about enough room down the side of her bed for a Moses basket, but can't even fit their cot, the baby's cot, in her bedroom. Yeah, we used to have that. We couldn't quite fit I think it was when Catherine was a baby. We actually couldn't fit, we went into a slightly smaller room so the girls could have the bigger room, with the idea that Catherine would soon join them and there would be 3 girls in there. And yeah, we couldn't fit her Moses basket down the side of the bed. She actually was at the end of the bed in like a swinging crib. And even that was a push at times. So the living room is also tiny. There's basically 4 people living in a 2-bed house with no room for little Autumn to play or even learn to crawl. Oh, bless. We don't have an airing cupboard or proper storage too, so that makes things worse. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you just need those cupboards to be able to hide stuff away. We used to have 1 shelf in our airing cupboard because we had the hot water tank and the cold water tank, so we had a shelf in between the 2 and that was it for towels. Bedding had to go in drawers or under beds. Under bed storage was gold. We recently moved one of the tanks into the loft, so we actually now have space to put bedding and towels. They're trying their hardest to move but can't afford to go private, she said. Also, going private makes us nervous. Yeah, I think you need to go on recommendations if you go in private, if you are nervous. There are some amazing landlords out there, but there are also some that aren't. So, yeah, I can imagine it's one of those you do just... Space can often be hard. Even if you have a lot of space, sometimes it can be hard because then you don't get rid of stuff. There's pluses and minuses to it all. I know when we first looked at buying, we did look at buying a new build and the rooms were absolutely tiny. I mean, this house that we're in now and have been in for 23 years doesn't, and still particularly didn't and still doesn't have a dining room. It did just have the 1 living room space, and that could be testing quite a bit. Actually putting the conservatory onto this house was one of the best things we ever did. The conservatory is the biggest room in our house, which is good because especially now with Luna, the whole family is in this room a lot more, and it is the most used room in the house by far, even more than the kitchen. But yeah, we definitely use this room to the maximum and absolutely love it. Nancy says, great to diamond paint with you on a cold, snowy Sunday morning. Ooh, snow. We've had a lot of rain. We had some hail the other day. I'm sort of scared to look at the weather for this next week. I'm hoping it will be a lot better. I'm hoping that I will be able to get through some washing, get it drying on the line. But we'll see how Luna likes that, because I know she goes a bit mad when I'm putting washing on the line. She finds it very exciting. Nancy said she had to pop in to say that she is too the painter of the house projects at her place. Her husband does all the prep work and then she jumps in with a can of paint and a roller or a brush. She said it's very satisfying to have your own efforts around the house. She hopes I feel better soon. And thank you for all your videos. She says she can't wait to see the kitchen remodel. She's sure it's lovely. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy painting the house. You know, there are times when it's like, oh, I just want somebody to come in and do it for me. Do it for me, you know, probably take a lot less time than I do. But it's also the can I warrant paying somebody to do it for me when I am capable of doing it myself? And at least then, if I, you know, make any mistakes, it's my own flipping fault. It's my own fault if something is not done right. So yeah, so far I've not delegated painting to anybody. When we first moved into the house, we did pay a decorator to wallpaper 2 rooms, to a bedroom and the living room. But after watching how he wallpapered, I did wallpaper, I think it was when Karis was a baby, so 20 odd years ago. I did wallpaper or half wallpaper her room. It was back in the day when you wallpapered half the room and had a border, whereas now most people it's a feature wall rather than half wallpaper and half paint. It's often all painted and then you may have a feature wallpaper wall. So yeah, I did do the half because it was the bottom half, and sort of taught myself / from watching how to wallpaper. There was no particular YouTube back then to teach me how to wallpaper, so I had to learn the old-fashioned way, giving it a go, and I've been wallpapering any room that needs doing ever since. But it means I can spend pennies on other pretty things that I want to spend money on rather than paying for somebody to do it for me. Okay, number 9. Let me switch to my next colour. It's definitely more blocky, this one. I've got a feeling this section is going to be done a bit quicker. But that's good because then I can move on and do another WIP and chat for you guys and do another section maybe. Once I've gone out and checked on the house and how things are going. Get myself a quick brew. I like to try and have, I find that my coffee just ends up getting cold. It ends up getting cold when I do a WIP and chat. I know you guys are, you know, more than happy for me to take the odd drink of coffee, and I have an amazing coffee warmer here, which I actually do use quite often when I am doing shop tasks while drinking a brew. I use my coffee warmer that I was gifted, but I find with WIP and chats, even with my coffee warmer, I end up forgetting it's there. So that's what I get on my break in between videos. Joe says, glad to have you back, Rebecca. And great to hear that the kitchen is going well. Thank you, Joe. Looking forward to seeing it completed. Yes, I will have to do a little tour. Maybe I'll even show you what my pantry looks like at the moment, which is absolutely awful. It has some storage solutions in there that work really, really well. But basically it is at the point where it just needs a blitz through. At the moment, I was going to move all my cleaning supplies because it's got cleaning and tools, and I was going to move them all out and put them under the sink and make it just tools in that pantry. But the drawer I was going to put all the cleaning supplies on has been taken up with puppy dog supplies instead. So that's why sometimes the kitchen ends up with a little rejig. But that's okay, because half of the drawer is currently puppy pads, which we don't really use. I mainly use them underneath her water bowl, because every now and then she likes to get excited and knock that over, and it's very good at soaking it up. But we've actually found that if we tend to have puppy pads about, she's much happier chewing the puppy pads and dragging them about. So I don't see us having puppy pads for long. She's very good at going out. She's very good at going out for both number 1s and number 2s. There is the odd accident in the house, but normally that is when she is excited to see somebody. So I may try putting a puppy pad down in that spot just to save me cleaning the floor so often. But I have a feeling she'd eat it, so we might test it, and if she eats it, we'll just ditch it again. But yeah, she's not, the past few days, I don't think she's really done anything in the house intentionally, should we say. And the older she gets, the more she'll get in control. Stormy says, I'm glad your kitchen has gotten installed and you can start getting back to normal. I hope you can get through your cold and settle into a nice clean house and a brand new kitchen. Thank you for the update. Oh, well, thank you all so much for your support while I was off for that time, and your well wishes. I do read through most of the comments before I then comment on here. They do come through via email. There's only the odd one that doesn't come through via email and I miss it. Only Merlin, thank you so much. Only Merlin often leaves little emojis, you know, to say that she's been watching, and I do appreciate there are a few people that actually do that. Leave little emojis on whatever videos they've been watching, just to say, you know, that they've been here and they've seen it. And yeah, it's always nice to see those little comments. Liz Harrison says, I love my dishwasher. She said, it is always a joke. I would get rid of hubby before my dishwasher. We are enjoying the dishwasher, but I think we are enjoying the dishwasher for one main reason over the fact that it washes the dishes. So the fact that it washes the dishes is great. I mean, I didn't tend to be the one that washed the dishes. It was mainly one of the kids' jobs. It was actually 2 of them that used to do it between them. So that side of things, you know, was taken care of. But what has made the hugest difference to us with having a dishwasher is that there is somewhere for those dirty dishes to go before they're washed. That is the biggest and the best thing that has happened by having a dishwasher. The sides do not have dishes on them waiting to be done, which to me is what makes the kitchen feel cleaner and nicer, so much more than just the fact of who, you know, when are the dishes going to get done and not having to do the dishes. It's the fact that the sides are clear. It is absolute gold. Absolutely love it. My sister-in-law has been looking at getting her kitchen done probably about the same amount of time as we have, roughly. I can't remember who started looking at a kitchen first, but we've both sort of taken our time in deciding, you know, how we want the layout and you know, what we want done and what's going to work. Sort of, it's not been a rush. It's been an I'd like to do, but it's not been, you know, the one thing that has to be done super quick. Is the way we've both sort of worked. I think, you know, neither of us were necessarily ready for the big upheaval. It wasn't what stopped us doing it, but it definitely stopped us from rushing doing it. And yeah, we had a good chat the other week about both of our kitchens. Hers, which is actually getting done in the next couple of months, and ours, which of course has been done. and I think she's getting a dishwasher as well. And I think the most exciting thing that she's ready for, same as me, is just the fact that the side is clear. The side is clear and does not have dishes all over it, because everybody in the house has started and carried on that way of putting dishes in the dishwasher when they take them into the kitchen. So they don't get put on the side waiting to get loaded in the dishwasher, they get put in straight away. The only time they collect on the side is, of course, if the dishwasher needs unloading. And that, you know, often prompts the dishwasher to get unloaded. I used to do rather well at getting it unloaded in the morning while making my brew, but now with Puppy, I need to pay attention to Puppy as well. So sometimes it takes me a couple of instalments to empty the dishwasher, one tray at a time. But yeah, we just absolutely love how clean the kitchen looks, having somewhere to put those dirty dishes until they're ready to be done. I think even if your dishwasher doesn't work, you should use it to store your dirty dishes, just to get them off the side. Linda says, hi Rebecca, glad you got your kitchen done. She said last time she got her kitchen done, it was a nightmare. She said, I won't be doing that anytime soon. It's lovely to see you back. Yeah, from talking to our kitchen fitter as well, actually, quite often some kitchens and the installation of kitchens and the arrival of the parts for the kitchen does not go as smooth as ours did. And quite often people are waiting longer for worktops as well. But ours, in the long run, has gone rather smoothly. There's not been huge hiccups and there's not been huge upheavals. It was mainly just a couple of weeks, and that was mainly because we had no sink in the kitchen and no oven in the kitchen, oven/cooker. That's been our main things. Apart from that, it's really not been too bad at all. Talita said she's trying to catch up. That comment was left 3 weeks ago. So am I, Talita, so am I. Life is a series of catch up. And then we pause because we're all caught up and we enjoy life, and the next thing we know we're not caught up anymore. Every now and then I have to sort of, stop and say, okay, what is my priority to catch up on? What do I need to get done? How many things can I get caught up with maybe at once? And at the moment my priority is to get caught up on YouTube comments. I've been caught up on emails. They've been getting replied to within the 24 to 48 hours, which a lot depends on what I'm doing in an evening, to whether I, get to reply to the emails or whether it's the following day. But I always try within 24. I'm on top of emails, so my next thing is comments. And it's good because I'm getting my diamond painting done at the same time. So bonus. Okay, let me get the letter P. I've only got a couple of these, and I think I've tipped out a couple too many. That's fine. And then I've just got one more colour for this session. Just going to try and, I'm just picking up those last two diamonds. They were both upside down, so it was easier to pick them up and throw them in the pot than to tip them back in. Marsha says, so glad to see you back with us again. She's lived through a kitchen renovation, a bathroom renovation and a kitchen renovation, so she can understand the temporary kitchen and the chaos. Yes, it's such a mess, she said, with the dust from the sheetrock and paint, all the packing and unpacking. trying to decide where to put things. It's very stressful, even though you're excited about having everything fresh and new hanging there. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been luckier this kitchen renovation than the last one, in the fact that the children are now older rather than very young when we first got it done. So they're a lot older. They were able to help with, of course, all the packing. And then the bringing stuff back in. We, of course, did our temporary kitchen first. All the things we'd kept hold of. And everything else was boxed up actually in a storage container in the garden. So first off, we were able to sort of, there was a few discussions had about planning about where things would go in the kitchen. Would they work for everybody? Was everybody happy with where things went? And once that got settled down and people were happy, we were able to, as I say, move the temporary kitchen, get Hello Fresh again, which was amazing. So we had Hello Fresh, which of course meant we didn't need to pull loads of different things out. And then we did spend a day when it got to a weekend, so we weren't trying to cram it in through the week. We did get a day where we were able to just pull out all of the boxes from the storage, and we pretty much knew where everything was going because we'd planned it out beforehand. There may well be the odd bit of reshuffling, but for now it's definitely working. A few cupboards need their own mini organisation, but as a whole, it's definitely working. Okay. Delaney says, new follower. And what is the name of the painting that you're working on? And then they've said, I found it, Mother Earth by Diamond Art Club. Yes, this is Mother Earth by Diamond Art Club. I'm currently on the 5th section that I had left. I've got 4 more left after this. And I'm going to do them all with you guys. I have mini paintings that I can work on. I also actually have the Add More Zest logo in round that I kit up the other week. I've actually not started that yet. That is something that I need to do, and I might pull that out to do in an evening, but I think I'm just going to do this as WIP Chats. I have enough comments to do all this as WIP Chats, so you'll be able to see the rest of the painting come to life, and we can get it all done. Diana says, lovely, beautiful, Rebecca is back, woohoo, thank you. So happy to hear that the kitchen remodel is over and that you're loving it. She said, you never need to apologise to us for not having videos. We of course miss you and the wonderful content you provide for us. She said, awesome video as always. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. Oh, thank you. I know that, you know, people don't expect a video from me, in the fact that, you know, people aren't paying for content. It's not a matter that they're paying to see a video and it's not there. I do appreciate that. I do apologise, I think, because I often have that video there. And I think if I've not given an explanation as to why it's not there, sometimes it just can knock people for six a little bit. But yeah, of course, all this content is done for free. Some people do buy me a Ko-fi, which is linked on my website, and I appreciate everybody that does that, that is able to. I appreciate that not everybody is able to, but yeah, I do enjoy doing a video a day. I'm quite enjoying the fact that I am doing quite a few WIP Chats at the moment. It's getting me back into, you know, the cycle of trying to film and making sure that puppy is looked after and stuff like that. and that everything's running smooth in the house. And I'm quite enjoying doing this lot of WIP and chats at the moment, partly because it allows me to diamond paint and get this finished. It allows me to read through all your amazing comments, and I love reading through them, and I love the chats that come off the back of it sometimes, depending on what it is. I know some of it can be repetitive, especially when I'm reading comments from maybe, you know, a particular day where I've discussed a certain topic and then comments come from that topic. So I do appreciate that sometimes it can feel like it's the same thing. But I love having those conversations and sometimes going back to those conversations as well. Because quite often I may have thought of something different. Right, I have rejigged my cover paper, so hopefully it is pretty much ready for the next section. So thank you so much for joining me today. Do stay tuned. It's my plan to do as many of these as I can today and just keep throwing up WIP and chats for now. I do have a couple of videos I want to do. I want to do some framing on of the little paintings, but I do want to finish them so that I can have I have an absolute bucket ton of frames here ready to do that video. I just want the paintings finished, so that might take me another week or so to get through those in the evening. I also, what else? I want to do an update on my logbook. That was also another one I want to do. That needs a little bit of planning before it. I also want to sort out my extra photo box I've got and put in the diamonds that I'm happy to give away, that I'm wanting to give away to people that may need them. I want to organise those a little bit more so they don't take up space, so I can use the photo box that's on my shelf and looks pretty, and remove the box that is now taking up space it doesn't need to. So yeah, there's a few different videos that I want to do, but at the moment I feel like, one, I really want to finish this. It's so close to finishing. If I was still diamond painting, you know, lots in an evening, it would have been done by now, but it's not. We're working with the way life is now, and that's fine. I want to get this finished. I of course also want to get the circle one finished that I kitted up what feels like ages ago. And yeah, I want to be kitting up another large painting. I want to be de-kitting this one, but I feel like at the moment WIP and chats is the best. You know, I just enjoy having the conversation with you guys. I just come in, hit go on the camera and see how long it takes me to either run out of battery or get a section done. So stay with me. We've got a few extra WIP and chats coming this week, but I'm sure once this is done, maybe once I've done some of the other one, I'll be able to bring in those more different and varied ones. I need to spend some time working out my next tip and tricks section of videos as well, so that I can get some of those implemented. And yeah, the variety will be back, but for now we have unboxings and WIP and chats, so hopefully you'll join me while you're doing your diamond painting. Thank you for joining me for this one, and I'll speak to you all again soon.